Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another Psych to Go video reaction. Now, we have a nice one today, folks. 8 signs a guy secretly likes you. As a guy who has had a crush on someone before, I'm going to evaluate everything that happens in this video, everything they say, and say whether or not it's true or not, for me personally. Now, I'm just one man. I'm not all men. I'm kind of normal. I'm pretty much normal. So maybe this will apply to me, but what I'm trying to say is, if the stuff in the video doesn't match with what I have experienced, that doesn't delegitimize the video. And if it does match, that doesn't legitimize the video either. So basically, I'm not watching this video to evaluate its correctness. I'm here for fun. All right, let's do it. Also, I noticed reading the description here, this was written by Chloe Avanasa and edited by Vanessa Tao and managed by Kelly Song. So I'm willing to bet that these people, based on their names, are women and not men. So listen, I'm not judging men who are named Chloe, Vanessa, or Kelly, but I'm willing to bet that they're women. So let's see just how well Team Female gets Team Guy right. Let's get.
Hey, Psych2Go.
I'm so cringe, guys.
Welcome back to another video. Has a guy ever confessed that he's had a crush on you while you never even had a clue? Do you have a...
Okay, this actually happened to me, kind of. I wasn't the guy confessing. There was this group of girls in 8th grade. They waited until I was alone and the boys finished eating and they went off to do their own thing. Or they went to the bathroom or something. I don't know. They went off and I was just sitting at the lunch place alone. And all these girls just walked up to me, 3 of them. And 2 of them confronted me. And they looked at their other friend who was a little bit quiet and shy looking and looking away from me. And the 2 girls who walked up to me, they were like gangsters, dude. They were straight down to business. They were tough, you know? And they were like, hey, our friend here, she has a crush on you. What do you think? You want to be our boyfriend? And I was like, what? Huh? Who are you guys? I've never seen any of you guys in my entire life. Now, it's not like I was a new kid. I've been going to the school for the entirety of 8th grade. And I've never seen any of these people before. I think they were 7th graders. That's probably it. But even if they were 8th graders, oh well. There's a chance they were 8th graders and I just didn't know them. And anywho, I was like, what? No, who are you guys? I'm not even mature enough for a relationship yet. That's what I said. I'm not mature enough for a relationship. And they were like, what? What the heck are you on about, dude? Are you serious right now? And the girl who was who apparently had a crush on me, she looked so ashamed and so shy. She was like, oh, she was apologetic. And I said, I am so sorry for you. I literally said that to her. I am so sorry for you. I didn't mean that to be disrespectful. I was just trying to help ease her through the situation, but I think it might have come out a bit wrong. Anywho, personal tangent aside, yes, this has happened before. I relate to the video.
A close guy friend that everyone says has feelings for you, even though you think he just sees you as a friend.
Oh, never mind. This is a situation where one of her close guy friends suddenly confesses that he has a crush. Okay, yeah, that's not what happened to me. Was that? I guess that situation in 8th grade was really freaking weird then, huh?
A close guy friend that everyone says has feelings for you, even though you think he just sees you as a friend. Is there...
Ooh, another thing I'm going to start doing? I'm not going to talk over the video anymore. My voice is so quiet compared to the videos. I even turned down the audio here on OBS. I don't know if that's really going to affect it. Here's a test.
Someone special you like, but you just can't seem to figure out how he feels about you. If you answered yes to any of these questions, well, you're certainly not alone. Because when it comes to understanding guys and their feelings, a lot of the time they can be hard to read.
Boys, are we hard to read? Are we that good at hiding it? I don't think we'd want to hide it, right? If we really wanted to get with someone, wouldn't we just go out there and ask? I don't know. A lot of us fellas out there are really scared of what's going to happen. You know, the consequences. Rightfully so. It is what it is. It's tough for boys out there too.
So if you really want to know how a guy feels about you, here are 8 signs that can help you figure out when a guy likes you.
Let's see it.
Number 1, he sends you a lot of nonverbal signs.
What are they?
Whether it's his body language or his tone of voice, pay close attention to how a guy acts when he's around. Most people often unknowingly send a lot of nonverbal signs and signals that communicate their true
Like
feelings
what? Tell me
towards
the
you.
signs.
Does he lean in closer when you talk to him? Is he always trying to sit or walk beside you? Does he often mirror your actions and gestures?
Okay, so here's the story, all right? I had this crush back in 8th grade, all right? There's a huge crush. Some of y'all watching might know about it. If you know, you know. But in the meantime, let's call this crush Joseph. So, Joseph, right? So, my goal with Joseph was I had such a huge crush on Joseph, but I knew I wasn't ready for a relationship. I'm a freaking 8th grader. What am I going to do? So, or at least, okay, maybe some people out there, they started a relationship when they were in 8th grade and now are doing just fine right now. I know some people who have that. But me personally, I was not there yet. I was not there yet. I was one of the freaking dookie 8th graders, still not wiping my butt. That's not true. But anyway, I knew I wasn't ready for a relationship. So what did I do when I was near Joseph? There was actually a time when I was in class in 8th grade and the seating arrangement changed and I was sat, it was a routine seating arrangement change. I was sat right next to Joseph. It was crazy, dude. My heart was pumping like crazy the first time I learned the new seat assignments. And you know what I did? You know what I did when the teacher told us, everybody go introduce yourselves to your new seat partners? I told Joseph the most weird, embarrassing story about myself. That I used to ride my bike around the neighborhood. By the way, am I still recording? Oh, thank goodness. All right. That I used to ride my bike around my neighborhood and run over as many snails as possible. That's actually true. And it was a very bad, shameful time in my life where I didn't care about Mother Nature and all that she provided for us. And all the snails on the sidewalk. There was an absurd amount of snails on the sidewalk I used to bike on. But yeah, I told her that story to weird her out as much as possible so that she would want nothing to do with me. That was the plan. That was the tactic, okay? And I think it worked beautifully. I never initiated any kind of conversation with her. I never tried doing any like group or classwork with her. I never asked her for help and she never asked me for help. So mission accomplished. Well done. Excellent work, young me. You did the right thing. Because I was just way too nervous. I was way too scared. And I wanted to avoid as many embarrassing situations as possible. So I really had to stop any kind of interaction with her as I could. Anywho, apart from that, this has nothing to do, I just realized this has nothing to do with the signs, all right? Nonverbal signs that I liked her. I tried to avoid looking at her as much as I could, but I couldn't stop myself. Subconsciously in class, I would always try to glance at her. It was the worst. It was so annoying for my brain to just have that subconscious instinct to always want to look at her. Oh, it pissed me off to no end. But I wanted her to just look at her for no reason. I'm not obtaining any new information about her appearance just from looking at her. It's pure instinct. It's pure like dopamine searching, I guess. It's like I'm a freaking druggie looking for another hit. Like whenever I look at her, it's just this other dopamine. I just wanted to stare at her. So I would do as best I could to stop sneaking glances at her, but I would just sneak glances at her in class. All that yapping to say is that I snuck glances at her. That's it. That was my nonverbal sign. But leaning in closer when we talk, we never talked. I made sure of that. Well done. Does he always try to sit or walk beside you? No, no, no. I tried to avoid her as much as I could. I stayed the frick away from her. But I could still glance from a distance because I couldn't help it. Does he mirror your actions? I don't even remember what she did. She wasn't really like the lively type. She wasn't anyone who had any significant like body languages. She was more like, normal, if not somewhat reserved type of person, not particularly standing out in any way. That's not to say she's freaking lame, but like, maybe she is freaking lame. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. What I'm saying is there weren't really any actions to mirror. So I don't think this is delegitimized. I think this just applies to a guy who actually talks to the girl. In my case, I can give insight on a guy who secretly has a crush on a girl, but doesn't like interact with her at all. These signs are only visible when the girl interacts with a guy, or vice versa. So, I can't really say yes or no to any of these.
Psychology says these are all common signs
My
of
gosh, how
romantic
long is this
attraction,
video?
along with mutual eye contact, playful touching, or
10 minutes? I've yapped too much. We gotta move it. We're only a
self-conscious
minute in.
behaviors like grooming or fidgeting.
Huh? Wait, what?
Contact, playful touching, or self-conscious behaviors like grooming or fidgeting.
What?
Gestures. Psychology says these are all common signs of romantic attraction, along with mutual eye contact, playful touching, or self-conscious behaviors like
Mutual eye contact. Mutual eye contact. I don't make eye contact with anyone. Me personally, I would avoid eye contact. But that's not just with my crush. With my crush, obviously, my heart would be pumping so much I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd just look away immediately. There was some times where I looked at her while I was telling the snail story, but I couldn't hardly hold eye contact. The only reason I put eye contact sometimes while telling that story, I actually vividly remember this because it was so intense. I only made eye contact so it wouldn't look suspicious that I was avoiding eye contact. Because if I did that too much, it might look like I'm getting nervous because of the eye contact, and it might look like that I like her like that. So I had to do my best. I had to lock the frick in. My mind kind of went blank staring at her though. It was just too overstimulating. Anywho. Yeah. Maintaining eye contact is not one of my signs. I don't even maintain eye contact with my closest friends when I'm talking to them. My gosh. I just hate eye contact. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think eye contact is a more intimate action between two human beings than making out.
like grooming or fidgeting. Number 2, he spends a lot of time with you.
Again, I had a huge crush on this girl and I wanted to spend as little time with her as possible.
If a guy secretly has a crush on you, then he'll constantly be looking for ways to see you and spend more time with you.
Yes, but I wanted to see her but not spend time with her.
They'll often come up to talk to you, text you a lot, and invite you to hang out or do things with them. But some guys might be too shy to initiate conversations with you, especially if you don't know each other that well yet,
100%, yes.
and might just try to run into you or bump into you somewhere and
Oh no. Oh no, that's actually kind of true. There's this one time in class where me and some boys, we were talking about Thanos and the Infinity Stones. And I actually turned towards Joseph mid-conversation and I said, "Hey Joseph, tell everyone what the Infinity Stones are." And she looked at me. She just like, and then she just looked away without saying anything. I really was vying for her attention. It wasn't just that I wanted to look at her, it's that I wanted to interact with her. I didn't want to like have a conversation. I didn't want to do anything big. But that one moment shows that I actually wanted her attention. Just that once. But after seeing how uncomfortable it made her, and after feeling how uncomfortable it made me, and after realizing that I just do things on impulse without really thinking about it, I realized something needed to change, so I stopped doing that. That was the only time I ever tried to get her attention. Now I know better.
hope that it leads to something more. Number 3.
I did not hope that it led to something more. Did I? Did I subconsciously hope that it led to something more when I asked her about that?
3. He never talks about other girls around you.
I don't talk about girls at all. I don't even talk about guys. I never talked about people back then. I talked about frickin' Clash Royale and Marvel.
Do you think a guy in your life might have some feelings for you?
I was like, what? 8th grade was 2018, I think. Let's see. High school was 2017 through 2021. Okay, yeah. 2016, that's a year after Age of Ultron. That makes sense. I knew about the Infinity Stones just from like, general knowledge on the internet.
Well, here's one good way to know. Think back to the last few conversations you've had with him. Has he talked about or mentioned other girls around you?
This is a weird one. Like, sometimes guys just don't talk about girls. You see, this is the first time where I'm actually feeling a bit iffy on the video itself. The first one, where it's like nonverbal signs, that's 100% true with my glancing. Actually, no, spending a lot of time with you is more like the glancing. Nonverbal signs, I don't really do nonverbal signs. I just do a lot of glancing. But talk about girls, like some dudes just won't even do that.
If the answer is no, then that's probably because he likes you. He's careful not to talk about other girls around you, unless someone else brings it up. because he doesn't want you thinking that he's interested in anyone else.
Yeah, this feels really weird to me. Men, we talk about other people sometimes, but like specifically avoiding a certain gender around girls, that's just weird. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Shout out to all my homies who talk about women.
Number 4, he asks you a lot of questions. When a guy likes you, he might
I did ask her a question about the Infinity Stones.
pay special attention to you, and only
They got me.
He asks you a lot of personal questions, wants to get to know you better, and
I didn't do anything like this. It was just that one time I blurted out something in the heat of the moment, and she just happened to be sitting nearby when the conversation happened.
listens to you attentively
You know, at the very least, I'll say this. When she just turned away after saying nothing, everybody started laughing, so that made the mood pretty light.
when you're talking to him. They might even ask you about your relationship status or what kind of guys you like.
Ooh, that's bold. Yo, this man's a player. He is going in.
At the very least, it means he enjoys talking to you and thinks you're fun and
Yes,
interesting.
sir. Get that girl, my guy.
Number 5, he subtly tries to impress you. As cliche and outdated as it may seem,
Did I ever try to impress her? No.
some guys will try to win over the girl they like by finding ways
I wouldn't be surprised if 8th grade me did that. I feel like that's something I'd subconsciously do to try and get her attention, you know, like that other time. But really, I avoided it as much as possible. Every single conscious thing that I could do to prevent myself from revealing that I liked her, I would do it.
to impress her, whether it's with his talent, intelligence, strength, or good looks. Why? Because according to
Yeah,
evolutionary
certainly all things
psychology
I have.
theories, we often want to appear our best, most desirable selves in order to entice possible romantic partners into pursuing a relationship with us.
That is the most cold, cynical way of going about things. Good grief. It's like how aliens would describe humans.
So, next time you're with a guy, try to see if they're making an effort to look nicer for you, or seem cooler, friendlier, smarter, or funnier. Speaking
Girls, when they see a guy do anything impressive, does he like me?
of which, that brings us to our next point. Number 6. He's often protective of you. You may notice him acting more protective towards you than his other friends. Say, for example, always walking you home at night or staying by your side in a crowded space. It likely means he sees you as someone he values and wants to protect. Number 7.
I like that. I like that. When a guy really cares about someone, he wants to protect them. I think that's deeper than a crush, than some fleeting infatuation. I like that one. That one's just love.
He's always smiling around you. While you might dismiss a guy's smile as a sign
Number one sign that a guy likes you, he loves you.
that he's simply in a good mood, psychology says it's worth taking a second to notice, especially if he seems like he's always cheerful around you in particular. Does he smile at you in a greeting every time without
Was I happier around Joseph? Not really.
fail? Or laugh a lot when you're around?
Joseph did not make me happy. Joseph just scared the poop out of me. Joseph just made me nervous and just made me an emotional wreck. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but not that far off.
Does he seem to perk up the moment he sees you?
I do not perk up. I perk sideways, bruh.
Or have a positive change in mood when talking to you? Pay close attention to how he acts around you and compare it with how he acts around other people. If you notice he seems happier and is always smiling around you, then that could be a sign that he likes you. And number 8,
Would my life in 8th grade have been easier without Joseph? Yes. But it would make my life past 8th grade harder. Because having those crush feelings back in 8th grade, I think is a much safer environment to have those kinds of feelings. Could you imagine if I had that big old crush in a freaking college lecture? Oh my gosh. Oh, how could I call myself a functioning adult if I went through something like that at that age?
he's always trying to
I don't judge anyone who goes through that struggle. I just feel bad, you know? Shout out to everyone who's in the struggle. More than a shout out. Here's a virtual hug. I want you to do your best out there and do your best to control yourself. But if you really want to act on your desires, if you really want a real relationship with this person, don't let anything stop you.
make you smile too.
Because we're all here for you.
Finally, when a guy likes you, not only will he be laughing and smiling around you, he'll always try to make you smile too. Most
Aw,
guys
that's
try
nice.
to crack a few jokes, goof off, or tease the girl they like to make her laugh, while
Oh, that's cute.
others might shower her with compliments or thoughtful little gifts. Either way, when a guy seems to constantly be doing things to get your attention and put you in a good mood, then that might be a sign that you've already won his heart.
You already won. How badass.
So, did anyone in particular come to mind as you were reading this list? Talk about your experiences in the comments below, or read some of our audience's stories.
You know what?
Do
I
you
think
think
I
any
will.
of
I
these
think I
signs
will
brought
read
you
some of your audience's stories.
some new insight? Feel free to.
Do I think these signs are signs that a guy secretly likes you? No. I think these are signs that a guy unsecretly loves you, or at least most of them. Now let's see some stories in the comment section. I feel like we'll read some real wholesome stuff. Don't you guys agree? Anywho, whenever you watch a YouTube video, you're not just getting the video. You're getting all of this discourse down in the comment section. Now note that there's some censorship, but a lot of stuff's uncensored, and the stuff that's uncensored is often entertaining. Well, let's find out. You gotta flatter the homies in some way. Oh gosh. I just want to know, I'm trying to evaluate them. I'm trying to give my own feedback. Me personally, I rate it good, based on what I've seen in K-dramas. Watching this fully knowing I haven't consistently interacted with a boy in years. God, what the frick, bro? You're a bum. A bum. How do you avoid men? Huh? Don't you have a dad? Don't you have a brother? Don't you have male classmates? Bruh. You're like 14, but okay. Yeah. Okay, instead of seeing like a wholesome story in the comment section, I kind of just roasted the heck out of someone. My bad, dude. I'm sure you'll find a man someday if you want one. There are 3 steps to get in a relationship. Grab a pillow, grab a blanket, and keep dreaming. Remember, the Lulu is the Salulu. Thank you for the whiz words. Cool want sing. He's always smiling around you. Me trying to figure out if he's smiling under the mask. You can see the corners of the eyes like tilt up, right? You can see the squints. Like an anime. Yo, you might be cooked, my friend. Yikes, dude. Oh. I said yes to all these questions, but I'm not convinced. You know what? If you're not convinced, that probably just means he's trying to be nice. Yeah, does he like you or is he just being nice? He's probably just a really nice guy. Girl, I don't know if you like me. We both held our gazes for 2 seconds, but I straight away looked away. By the way, this has happened twice. And in the lesson, I don't know if he was looking at me, but when I looked at him, he quickly looked to the floor. That's what I do. But to normal people that I don't have a crush on. However, he has a friend who's a girl, and I don't know if he's looking at her because she sits behind me. But diagonally, if you get what I mean. What? What? So you think he's looking at you, or he could be looking at her. You know what? He's probably looking at her and not you. I think you should die alone. Oh boy. Interesting. If he has a big group of guy friends, just watch them. They will tease the out of him when you're around. This is why I never told anyone who I had a crush on in elementary school. Now, of course, I still had crushes, but I would never tell anyone. Whenever people would ask me, people in elementary school, they love gossip like that. They would ask everybody, who do you have a crush on? Who do you have a crush on? Who do you have a crush on? Even people you don't even hang out with. Just people sitting around you, in your immediate vicinity of desks. They'll ask, oh, who do you have a crush on, Ryan? And I would always say, oh, I have a crush on myself. And they'd be like, okay, buddy, shut the fuck up. They never said the F word, they were just kids. But, well-behaved kids. Some of them cursed, just not very frequently. But, I know, it annoyed them. But it's better that they're annoyed than I'm embarrassed and my vulnerability is taken advantage of. Why would I trust them to, handle the information of who I have a crush on? They're like freaking kids, man. They're gonna tell everyone with no consequences, with reckless abandon. Your crush impresses you by doing a backflip? Well, mine impresses me by doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk. Is he doing it to impress you, or is he just doing it for fun? Me personally, I like doing it for fun. As a boy, I can confirm that this video, I'm doing my boy voice, that this video is very accurate. But one more thing, sometimes when a boy seems to avoid you, it could be that he's really nervous, so don't automatically rule him out. Yeah. No, please rule him out. If he's avoiding you, that means he likes you, possibly. But whether he likes you or not, he's not ready for a relationship. He doesn't want a relationship. That's a choice that he is making, and I think you should respect his boundaries. Ooh, this is the next one. Okay, wait, BetterHelp?
Wix.
We're not going to review this whole video. We'll save this for the next one. But,
Unlimited creation.
Hey everyone, I had to make this video for my
Psych to go, Psych to go. No, okay, BetterHelp. Why was I saying Psych to go? BetterHelp. Okay. You know what? This is literally a woman, and I don't see any scientific article cited in the description. I started saying that before I clicked on the description. But I just assumed, you know, because it's one of those, like, I'm just talking to you videos. Yeah. You know, like this one? Yeah. All right, girl. I'm going to evaluate you, rate you on a scale of 1 to 10. I would rate Psych to Go a wholesome out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you got something out of it. I'm getting personal now because I know how to be emotionally vulnerable, unlike when I was a kid. I now know that I can trust people, and trusting people is the only way to build better relationships. Do I want to build better relationships with my YouTube audience? What YouTube audience? It's just me, and I want to build a better relationship with me. And even if you're not me, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.